Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining me again. Today it's going to be a bit of a different kind of video. This is going to focus on how I go to the toilet as a wheelchair user with spina bifida. Some of you may already be aware who are coming to this channel of the different needs of someone with spina bifida. This is not intended to be a video that speaks for everyone with my condition. People will have different needs and different ways of going to the toilet. But it's basically a video. Initially, this one is going to focus on going to the toilet to urinate and empty my bladder, and I'm just going to give you a little bit of background information as well. So with spina bifida, I have double incontinence, which means I don't have full control over my bladder or my bowels, and I need a little bit of help, more so with the bladder, to empty the bladder, and that is really important because it helps to ensure that there's no urine left in my body after I go to the toilet with a catheter, and it helps to flush out my kidneys and to ensure, that there's a lower risk. I wouldn't say there's no risk, because anybody with spina bifida is prone to kidney problems and also urine infections as well. So, but it does certainly help to minimise the risk of those types of problems. And I've used a catheter now for probably about 25 years or so, and it's something that I'm just used to doing. Use a catheter about 3 or 4 times a day, depending on how much I've had to drink, and it's something that I'm quite well versed in. So I'm just going to show you a little bit now. This is the catheter here. It's an easy cath. Probably just see it there. Easy cath, and it's a Teeman tip. Sorry, I've got it the wrong way around. So it's a Teeman tip, which is something that I've gone on to use more recently. I did transfer from another kind of catheter, so it's something that I don't necessarily, I don't have a huge amount of experience with this particular type, but it's exactly the same way that they all work, in terms of going into the bladder, and you insert it intermittently, as opposed to there are other catheters that are permanently inserted, and there's a bag that's usually attached to your leg. I believe it's not something that I've ever used myself. I do use an intermittent catheter, which just means that you insert it. It inserts through the penis, and it goes into your urethra, and then from there into the bladder, and it empties it. And then once my bladder's emptied, I remove it. It goes in the bin, and then I use a brand new one the next time I go to the toilet. So this is the catheter here. So all I do from here is open it up at the top, and this is the length of it, and it goes in, as I say, it goes in through the penis and into my bladder from there. And to ensure that there's a sort of smoother passage into the bladder, this gets filled up with cold water, You can't see it, but the tap's just here, and the toilet is here, so it's within reach for me. So I'll basically just fill this up to roughly about there, and then the catheter sits in the sink, and then it comes out of the package, and then I use it to go to the toilet. So yeah, this is basically the procedure that I use. As I say, I wouldn't pretend that this is a process that everybody has to go through or does go through, but it does hopefully give you a little bit of knowledge. I personally also stay in my wheelchair. Some people may transfer onto the toilet, which is totally up to you. It's just whatever works best for yourself. I just personally prefer it to stay seated on my chair, and from there, so I'll fill up the catheter. And you probably can't see it, but the water's up to about there. That goes there, and then from there I just separate my legs out over the side of my chair and bring myself forward as much as I can to the edge of my chair, stick my brakes on, and then from there I sit back, and then I'll undo my trousers, and then I keep my jeans on and my pants, and then I would just bring my penis out, and I just pull my foreskin back, and then the catheter will go into the penis from there, and it slowly gets inserted. Don't push too hard, too quickly. Just slowly insert it, and from there you'll feel eventually that the urine is, the catheter can't go up any further, it just stops, and then from there, if your bladder is needing emptied, the urine should then start to flow through the catheter into the toilet, and eventually your urine will stop, and what you should do then is just slowly bring the catheter out. Sometimes when you bring it out, it does tend to then dribble out a little bit more, and if that happens, just stop until it's done what it's doing, and then just keep slowly bring the catheter out, and then eventually you'll have the catheter fully out, and then it just goes back in to the package and then goes into the bin from there, and then that's you. So I'll just stop the video there just while I go to the toilet, and I'll be back with you again soon.